Hello, hello. Testing one, two, three. I see my mic volume is good. So, hello, hello. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this fine world of ours. Nullius Verba is here. How are you guys doing on this nice Sunday? It's relatively all right for me. I'm in a relatively humid area right now. So, I've got my AC running. Hopefully, the cold air will catch me faster than the warm, hot air, but it is what it is. How are you guys doing this weekend? Hopefully, you don't have work to do, no homework that's planned. Hopefully, all that's off your mind for now. I hope you will forgive me for the lack of lip flapping on my model. I normally don't like to point things like that out, but I think it's best to point out limitations sometimes. It's a goal I'd like to meet and to be able to master one of these days. As you might know, I am a amateur vtuber, meaning I do not have much experience. I don't have much technical knowledge. I don't have many skills just yet. But that is something I can look forward to trying to change. I've seen various posts and tips and trips and tricks and things like that from more senior VTubers than I. So that'll be something I can try and do in the future. But for now, I did set up this little cute little arrangement thing. Let me see if I can get my mouse in here. No, I can't. That's fine. That is a-okay, fine. No worries. I did set up a little arrangement here. I got a little desk. I got my microphone over here. Not quite similar to the microphone I use IRL, but if you get what you can find in the VTube studio area. I like my water. They had lots of drink options for like props and whatnot, bobas, teas, sodas, things like that, but I like water the best. I'm a little bit of a weirdo, I guess. I like me just normal water. Not even like bottled water that you have to buy at the store. I'm not the biggest fan of that. So I was just taught that if you do that, you're mostly paying for the plastic bottle rather than the water on the inside. Since most of the cost that comes to the factory and whatnot comes with the plastic bottle. Hello, Kit. How are you doing today? How's your day been? Is it going anywhere good? Did you do anything interesting? Oh, and I also got this little thing here. I hope it doesn't distract you too much. I figured you hear someone, you should be hearing me. At most, you might be hearing the air conditioning in the background. Let me pause for a second. If you're hearing some noise, that's definitely my air conditioning in the background. It's definitely too humid in my area. I need the AC on right now. You hear someone else? Okay. Yeah, you are trolling me. It's definitely trolling. I do have two other people in my house, but the one's probably still sleeping and the other is probably downstairs relaxing, doing some yarn stuff. You can't lie to me. Actually, I can lie to you, but whatever. This is not a horror stream today, so I'm not going to be accepting any, oh, there's someone behind you. Oh. No, we're not doing that today. But how has your weekend been going? Mine's been relatively all right. Yesterday, I just went to see K-pop Demon Hunters in theaters. And I hadn't quite realized how made for kids it was. Originally, when I first saw it, I was just doing a basic movie night. I was scrolling through Netflix, and I was like, I heard good things about this. People are very excited about this movie, so I'll go and watch it. It was fun. I liked the music, all that good stuff. Me and my mom went to the theater yesterday. It's a like a restaurant movie type theater, so you sit down in these nice relaxing armchairs, and they give you a little menu, and you can pick out some food to eat. They don't give you too much, because they gave you too much, I don't know. It'd be too hard for them to carry around. It's a lot more work, things like that. I'm just going to ignore, kid. I'm going to have to ignore you if you keep seeing there's someone in the background. At most, I'll humor you for one more minute. All I've got is my little film background thing here with all the colors up top and the red and black and whites down here. There's me in the armchair. There's the water microphone, little splooshy guy on the left, and the table. That's all I got. That's all I got going on right now. Yeah, did you take your meds today, Kit? I don't know. Maybe that's a tech issue I have to work on my end. I'll check the VOD later and see if there's actually something going on. That could honestly be something on my end. My apologies, but I don't think there's honestly anything in the background you could be picking up. It's just me. But K-pop Demon Hunters. Main thing Yeah, you only hear one voice. Sorry, Kit. Okay, thank you, Carla. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. We went to the theater, and the first thing we see is this little group of, like, little girls and their moms. And I'm like, oh, they're wearing, like, Huntrix shirts and Saja Boy shirts. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize this was such a kid's movie. I know there was a lot of hate online for it. Like, especially it's always under attack for being too childish. They always post the gifs of like the scene where all the girls are eating all the food and shoving it down their throats, all cartoony and stuff. But your chat isn't coming up on screen. Oh crap! I should have a chat box. Wait, hold on. Hold on. I think I know the reason why. Okay, I've moved the chat box. Can you guys like send a quick message? You know, I'll do it actually. Test message. All right, there we go. Okay. Yeah, the reason you couldn't see your chat message before was because the layering. The way OBS works is it's a layered system. So if you put the background on the bottom, everything will pop out on top of it. And if you put everything underneath it, it's harder for it to see. So right now I don't have a translucent screen. Normally I would put my screen on top because it would have a translucent background so you could see what's going on underneath. But because I'm using an actual picture background for my just chatting stream, now it's kind of blocking stuff. So there's that. But I hadn't realized how child-focused it was. Like, I went in to see it, and it was the... I forgot why I heard someone else. Is it someone with you? I imagine it's someone in your place. I mean, at best, it's the weekend and I'm in America. Oh, your Twitch glitched. Sorry to hear that. At best, I could imagine maybe it's someone outside mowing their lawn. I do have a neighbor who loves doing home maintenance and things like that. There's neighbors like across the way from me. I'm living like a half house thing. It's divided down the middle with one family on one side, one family on the other. But they're fairly quiet. It's a brick wall between us. It played 2 streams at once. Oh, well, you know what? At least the mystery is solved. Case closed. But have you guys seen K-pop Demon Hunters? Again, there's been public backlash. Well, not public backlash, just some critical voices not liking it. I liked it a fair bit. And, oh, Kit says yes. Carla says yes. Favorite songs. Do you have a favorite song? Because I'm always a sucker for the villain songs. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, especially with The Lion King, that was my favorite as a child. I loved Be Prepared. Like, I didn't quite realize, oh, this is what it sounds like. Oh, that one's good. That one's good. It's a good, very heroic triumph, you know, from zero to hero type thing. That one's pretty good. But I don't know, the villain ones just get me. Like, I love Your Idol. But what disappoints me the most is if you download the songs off of Spotify, they'll change them up a little bit to make them more, I guess, suitable for individual listening. Because in the actual movie, they just do the whoa, and they'll float above the stage, above Gima, and they'll get ready to do the whole, I'll be your idol. But in the actual soundtrack version, they'll start chanting. It's like, pray for me now, pray for me now. And they'll do a little bit of Latin chanting, and oh my God. I'm not a church person, never really have been. You hear voice double? Give me a minute and I'll try and see if I can hear it on my end. Give me a quick sec. You're going to hear double anyway. Well, actually, no. I'm going to mute myself. Well, honestly, I don't know how I could detect that. I'm going to try this. You'll hear double in a second anyway, so listen up. Have been? You hear voice double? Give me a minute and I'll try and see if I can hear it on my end. Give me a quick sec. You're going to hear double anyway. Well, actually, okay, that was my YouTube VOD, my YouTube live feed. I don't think there's double on my end. You might have more than one tab open. My apologies. I don't think there's anything I can do on my end. I have a tab open for Twitch. I have a tab open for YouTube. Kid, put down the mushrooms and get some water. Oh, chill, Carla. Don't gotta be rude. But I love me some good villain songs. Your Idol is still great. It is still great. I can turn down my volume if you want. That way, it's even if it's double voices, maybe it'll be less irritating. I don't know. But beyond your idol, what else do I like? Oh, strategy. I forgot where strategy came into the movie. Like it's that. Oh, your Kit. I am so sorry. I am so sorry to hear that, friend. But I remember, for those of you who have Spotify, you might know that if you look at the song on Spotify, like the actual like in menu Spotify thing for the song, you might see a little video that plays on loop like a GIF for the songs. And for Strategy by Twice, it plays like a little comic strip with like all the girls as like gingerbread cookies. And for some reason, that led me to believe that K-pop Demon Hunters used Strategy in the credits, which was not true. I found out as I was watching the credits. I don't remember what songs they actually used now, because the main thing me and my family do when we watch credits is I'm giving up. See ya. No worries, Kit. See you around. Hope the tech issues sort themselves out next time. Have a good day. I'm hoping the main thing me and my family do on movie night, when we watch movies, period, is we just scan the credits and we look to see if we've got our names in there. Like, I'm not going to tell you what my actual name is, but when we see it, it's like, oh, there's your name, Nullius, or there's your name, little brother, or there's your name, Mom. Mom's got a fairly uncommon name, so it's fairly hard for her to find her own name in the credits, which stinks. But oh well. I think she made a joke about the only time she'll ever find her name in a movie is if she's like a sassy waitress. Like, here you go, sugar. Make sure you leave a tip for me afterwards. Or she's like a dead hooker getting buried in like a mafia movie. Like she's just stuffed in the back of the trunk and the guy has to fix his mistake and go bury her so no one finds out about it, because you can't bring this on to the family. You hear me, Joey? You fucked up big time. You can't be doing this shit no more. Get rid of her. We'll cover up the rest, but don't you ever fucking do this again to us. You hear? Like that kind of stuff. Thankfully, my name popped up a bunch. I'm not going to tell you, but there was a big movie role in K-pop Demon Hunters. Like not a member of cast. Like no cast members were actually my real name. It was like I forget what it was. Some. It was in the section before you see all the littler names, like feeding the cast, lighting, animation, editing, things like that. It was before that, but I was surprised to see myself there. But most of the cast is like Korean, Asian, Chinese, Japanese. So I wasn't really expecting to see my name up there. But that's fine. Beyond that, have you guys been playing any games lately? As you might have heard, Hollow Knight Silksong has been finally confirmed. I am exceptionally happy about this. Exceptionally. And I'm even happier to hear that they weren't in overtime crunch. They weren't being pressured. There was no, we can't fit this system and everything's going wrong, like Duke Nukem Forever type things. Like, for those of you who don't even know, or that might have been before your time, Duke Nukem Forever was supposed to be like the latest iteration in the Duke Nukem franchise. Duke Nukem is like a first-person shooter in like the vein of Quake and Doom. But this one was taking a while. It was stuck in what we call development hell. It took 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. I have no clue. Let me actually check with this. I'm going to ask my AI. How long was Duke Nukem Forever in development? Here we go. Listen up. Give me the answer, please. Okay, yeah, AI is stupid. It did not give me the answer. Give me a sec. I'll look here. How long was Duke Nukem Forever in development? The AI is saying 14 years. Okay, the Wikipedia is saying 14 years too. So, yeah, that's a long, long time. I had even read stories in Game Informer and other magazines about how they had to switch engines multiple times. They had to switch genres. Like, they had to scrap the whole project and work over again and again and again. And then eventually what came out was so half-baked, so underdone, and so absolutely just mangled garbage mess that it was one of the, if not the worst rated and worst received video games of all time. So unfortunately, video games, as it turns out, are not a fine wine. The longer you put them in the oven or the longer you put them in development does not necessarily equal how well they're going to turn out. I mean, logically, you think that wouldn't be the case, because the longer they work on it, the more features they can add, the more bugs they can iron out, the more polished it gets. But as it turns out, if you put it in too long, you have to scrap it sometimes because it gets burnt, because some impurities are showing up. It's not exactly turning out the way you'd like it. So I'm very, very, very happy to hear that Silksong is not that case. I am so happy about that. I'm already hearing good things out of like Gamescom and folks who are trying the demo. And I'm not quite sure what to make of like the map size. Ordinarily, map size isn't something that particularly interests me. I think it was Josh Strife, another content creator on YouTube, who's a very dapper, very well-spoken English gentleman, who I very, very much try and emulate, mostly in terms of keeping my words and my sentences flowing properly and clearly. Instead of going, this thing, you can, I don't. Keeping it nice, thorough, and good to go. And what I remember, he made a content post about, I think it was Daggerfall, one of the earlier Elder Scrolls games. The point he was trying to make was that there was one tiny island that didn't compromise even like 1/10 of the full map. And I believe he made the point that if you walked from one end of that island to the other end, that distance compromised more than the full breadth of the Skyrim map that released in 2011. And that released Daggerfall in like the 90s, I believe. Not entirely sure. But the point he didn't make, which I like to keep in mind, is that map size does not necessarily translate to better game or, especially more important, more content. Because the thing that he didn't mention about the Daggerfall map, not maliciously, mind you, but he was just trying to make a point. The thing he didn't mention was that from point A to point B on the Daggerfall map had literally nothing in it. All it was meant for was just walking. You would walk and walk and walk some more, and you would see trees and grass and rocks and pathways. But you wouldn't see enemies. You wouldn't see fortresses. You wouldn't see bandit camps or dragons or hordes of treasure or cities or towns. Just trees. Just grass and dirt. On this particular island, at the very least, the game, I'm not trying to say the game was entirely depopulated like some sort of apocalypse scenario. But on this island, hold on. Fair warning, I might get interrupted every now and again. I do have a family member watching these streams and making clips, and it looks like she's sending them to me every now and again. Don't respond in the chat, by the way, family member, but please, you don't have to make a clip out of everything. Things you find interesting, things you find fascinating, sure. Just not every bit of thing I say is going to be a clip. Like, I imagined at the very best, maybe 3 or 4 clips per stream. Maybe, if it was a particularly entertaining stream. On just chatting, I don't know. And for whatever reason, I'm not seeing what the latest ding was. But we're going to leave it there for now. But as I was saying, map size does not necessarily equal to more content, does not necessarily lead to better game. But from what I'm hearing, the Silksong map is several times larger than the Hollow Knight map, which I'm very excited for. It could mean not necessarily a better game, but just longer traversal time and more to explore. Possibly. But I heard one of the features they're trying to do is they're trying to add more towns and more hubs and more quests to do. Because in Hollow Knight, not to spoil too much, well, I'll spoil it since it's a fairly old game. It's fairly cheap. If you guys haven't bought it and played it by now, then shame on you guys. Because it's one of the best games ever. For me, at the very least. It's one of my favorites. The main idea is you're the knight. You go into Hallownest. You waken and destroy the 3 dreamers, blocking the way to the Hollow Knight that is imprisoned the Radiance, which is plaguing the defiled land of Hollow Nest. You can either, I heard the devs were having fun building it and they decided to release it because they figured it was about time to let go of it. Yeah, something like that. They're having a bunch of fun with their process, developing, adding new things. The quote I heard was, they are having so much fun just spitballing ideas. It's like, yeah, sure, let's add that. That sounds funny. And they kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and more 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 until they finally realized, oh shit, it's been 7 years. We should probably put the fries in the bag. So, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to play it. September 4th, I think it comes out. So, look forward to lots of Silksong content when it comes out. The day it comes out, I'm buying it, I'm downloading it, and we're playing it on stream. Ordinarily, I might have liked to play it by myself and get a feel for the game first before I make content of it. But I'm not doing that. What I might do is, now I'm thinking about it, I could buy it at midnight, download it, and then play a bit of it. And then later that day, I could play it on stream. Yeah, normally I don't do fresh content on my channel, which, stinks, but it is what it is. I think the only plan I ever had for fresh content was the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake. I bought that. I was planning on playing it, and then shit hit the fan, and things didn't quite work out, which stinks. But I don't know. I haven't actually played the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. I played Skyrim. I've tried it with mods. I tried downloading a whole suite of mods. I had to pay for Vortex Premium, which is a service that helps with downloading mods to certain games that don't necessarily have mod support. Games like Sid Meier's Civilization does usually have very good mod support. So I can just go onto the Steam Workshop. I can... here, let me try something really quick. Don't mind the pop-ups that might be happening in a sec. Let's see. Christ. I haven't actually played with mods on anything outside of really Civilization. And most of the stuff I would do on Civilization would be just adding new resource plots, adding new UI systems, different things like that. Not really adding new AI leaders or anything like that. If there was a mod for getting rid of forward settling, I'd be so happy. Let me go on this rant, by the way. This is a new thing I can talk about. For those of you who don't know what Civilization is, Sid Meier's Civilization, it's a 4X strategy game. I think the 4Xs are explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate, or something like that. And the idea is you're working your way up from the earliest cradles of civilization, one city stuff, to continent-spanning empires. And you can achieve certain victory conditions at the end of the game. But one of the things you can do is settle towns. You start with one, you settle your capital city, you get more, you settle other towns, things like that. And one of the things I absolutely despise, it might not make sense to you guys because you may not be playing Civilization games or 4X strategy games, but one of the things I hate so much is when the AI forward settles you. What that means is they've settled their capital city, they've built some soldiers and things like that, they've built their second settler unit, and ordinarily, the thing to do is you find a nice plot of land somewhere near your capital city, maybe a port river, or maybe mountainous resources with gems and things like that, or a nice fertile plains lands. But what sometimes the AI likes to do, for God knows what reason, they'll pick up their settlers, they'll travel past deserts and mountains and hills and valleys and tundra and oceans even sometimes, and settle right next to your city. I'm so sorry, Egypt. I didn't realize you like the look of the Yangtze River in China. I didn't realize you were going to send your settler all the way past the Arabian Peninsula, past the various stands in the Black Sea, past India, and settle next to me in China. What the fuck? like for an American example, imagine a burger, and the next person in line decides, I don't want to order my own burger, or I don't want my own fries. So he sits next to you in your little booth and starts picking at your fries. And then, righteously, you're a bit pissed at them. And so you're like, hey, man, what the fuck are you doing? Those are my fries. Get the hell out of here. I don't know you. And then all of a sudden he's like, what the hell's wrong with you? What kind of piece of shit are you? Like, what the hell is this? Thank you very much. Q14 Tammax? I'll call you Cutie for now. Or Q14. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. But, like, why would you do this? And then they have the nerve to talk back to you and be like, the fuck's your problem, man? Oh, I just realized it. Oh, my God. I didn't see the alert because it's underneath my VTube studio. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry about that. You can tell I don't really do this too much. But, like, they'll eat your fries and be like, what the fuck's wrong with you, man? Why are you being such a piece of shit about this? Like, be a friendly neighbor. Let me have some of your fries. And it's like, no, fuck you. And then you punch him in the face and tell him to get the fuck out of your booth. Then everyone looks at you in the restaurant like you're the fucking weirdo. Like, what the hell is wrong with you, man? Why are you being such a piece of shit about this? Why are you being a warmonger? Like, and everyone starts fighting you. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, this is common fucking sense. This is common sense. Like, I don't take my car and park it in your driveway, walk into your house, take a shit in your bush, and then say, what's wrong with you, man? I'm just doing my thing here. You're the weirdo. Like clearly that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, common sense isn't common sense anymore. I like to think that common sense is mostly for commoners. Because rich people and other folks get a different sense of sense. But I'm not going to get into politics. I'm going to get off my soapbox now. The main reason I'm telling you this is because I tried playing Civilization 7 again. Mainly because I did sink a lot of money into it because I got like the Settler Founders Edition. The fancy pre-order bundle, whatever it was. And I figured I'd get some more value out of it. See, why haven't I been playing this in a while? Like, there's sexy leaders, there's interesting abilities, there's new mechanics to go through and try out. But then I found out, turn like 20, why I stopped playing this game. Because I was playing as the Phoenicians with Catherine, I think it was, the leader. I ran into Amia. And I hadn't even gotten the ability to start forming settlers yet. When I see her settler walking down, like, vaguely speaking, I was on the southern end of a peninsula and she was on the northern end with, like, continent stretching to the east of her. I figured she'd settle near herself, She gets some good coastal access. She has land to the east. She doesn't have to fight her neighbor down to the south. But no, she marches her freaking settler all the way down south of me and plops it right on the coast. Like 10, 5, 7 tiles away from me. When she's 30 tiles away from her capital city. I'm like, woman, what are you doing? I had 4 army units. I wanted to take the city and burn it to the ground. But then I would earn like permanent warmonger penalties and diplomacy for that. But I figured, fuck this. There's a reason I stopped playing this game. And so I just instantly closed the game. If it does not make you happy, if it does not spark joy, as Marie Kondo says, then you should just close the game and uninstall it. I don't want to play it anymore. The thing that is sparking joy nowadays is Hades 2. I don't know if that game's been too relevant for you guys. It's still in early access. You could still buy it if you want off of Steam. I still remember buying it, trying to play it on my laptop, not doing too well, and I had to buy a Steam Deck to play it properly. Give me a quick second. I need some water. Might take a break in like 5 minutes, but this is interesting. Yeah, I don't know what kind of games you guys have been playing nowadays, but I'm still on Hades too. The main thing I'm trying to do is learn the attack patterns for the Vow of Rivals. For those of you who don't know, in Hades 2, you can change the difficulty of the game however you like. The more difficult you make it, or the more unique difficulty paths you take, the more rewards you can get. Like, you can do the same fight over and over again on like easy mode, but you won't get as many good rewards. You can't upgrade as many skills and weapons and things like that. But the Valve Rivals is one way to make the game harder. Like, the main ways to make the game harder is for the Valve Rivals. It gives boss enemies at the end of each zone different attack patterns and different ways of doing things, and it gives them like extra buddies that fight alongside them. Or you could make it more difficult by making the mobs a bit harder. Like, you heal less, things are harder to buy, they cost more. Enemies get shields when they spawn in, they have more health, they do more damage, they're faster. Whatever you like. It's pick and choose. But mainly I've been trying to stick with just doing the Valve Rivals for like better boss difficulty. I'm so proud of myself. Because before, when I would go to the surface levels to try and like help Olympus, I have to fight in order Polyphemus the Cyclops, Eris, Goddess of Strife, what's his face? Prometheus and Heracles. Not Hercules, Heracles. And then I have to fight Typhon with Kronos backup. I did very well in my last run. I don't think I lost a single Death Defiance. Death Defiance being basically a get out of jail free card. You get a certain amount, and if you lose all your health, it will just go back up to like the halfway point. And you can keep fighting. But I got all the way up to Typhon and Kronos. I fought. I won. I did the little psych out thing where you turn into a little kid and you have to stay in the circle to undo the magic. And I beat them. I'm very pleased with myself. I have learned the attack patterns. Before, I would just struggle and run and dash and do whatever I could and tank whatever damage was coming my way just because I didn't know how to dash out of the way. I didn't know the proper attack patterns for all this stuff. Like, the main thing I was getting damaged by was Typhon will have an attack where he takes out his giant snake tongue. It's like a mace almost, and bang it 3 times on the ground, like doom, doom, doom. And it'll cause big shockwaves to come out that span almost the entire standing area that Millennium can stand on. I figured what I do is when that happens, when I see him pull out the tongue for the ground pound attack, I run to the right side all the way, and I start immediately dashing to the left, all the way to the corner. Because it doesn't fill the entire area up with the shockwaves, thankfully. What I can just do is I'll just avoid the first 2 by dashing and running, and the third one is fairly easy to dodge. Once I get the first 2 out of the way, the last one I can just dash into and just avoid the initial shockwave. And the other one that was bothering me was he'll charge up a little energy blast inside of his like third mind's eye or whatever it is. He'll charge up an explosion and poof, fire it, and it'll explode towards the back end of the map, which is usually where I'm standing. What I figured out is if I see that and I start charging towards towards Typhon's body, and I just stand there, or better yet, wait until he poof, fires it, and I'll dash out of the way of it and keep running towards his main body. That has been the thing that's been giving me the most difficulty, and I've finally learned how to dodge it. I'm very happy. Now, the other main thing I got to avoid now is just Kronos' support attacks. Because he'll do the big throwy scythe thing, which I fucking hate because I can never figure out what to do with that. Apparently, I think the main solution is you have to dash all the way away from it, like towards the other end of the arena, or dash towards a little circle area in front of Kronos. Because it goes in a little boomerang loop. Before that would always, without fail, always kill me. Well, not always kill me, just always hit me. I hated it so much. But I'm getting used to that one. I'm very pleased with myself. But I'm still just... I think I'll take a quick break. Let me just get myself some back stretching in, some more water maybe, some bathroom breaks. It'll come back in about 5-ish minutes. Thank you guys for sticking around. If you got any questions for anything you want to say or share about yourselves, do let me know. But for now, I'll be RB in like 5-ish minutes. See ya. All right, I have returned. And also, I just realized I forgot to do something that I originally planned to do. I figured it might be a little bit boring just to listen to some random VTuber yapping all day without any music. So I did compile a little playlist. It'll hopefully be fairly chill. It's mainly soundtracks from Hollow Knight and Hades. So hopefully you guys will like it. Worst case scenario, if you don't like it, just let me know and we can just turn it off. Let me see if I can't. Jesus. Give me a second. I need to do things different here. Give me a quick sec. Yeah, I don't want it turned up all the way, but I want it turned up enough at least that people can hear. Okay, I think about there should be okay. Let me know if you can hear it or not. Oh, yeah, I do love In the Blood too, Carla, but unfortunately, I didn't pick anything that had, like, vocals in it. Like, at best, I think I picked some tracks from Hollow Knight that have some, like, choiry bits. But nothing with spoken word, as far as I can tell at the very least. But if this gets a bit too distracting, or if it gets a bit to be too much, I'll just turn it off. I'm seeing on my end that I can hear it at the very least. Can you guys hear it? Right now it's just a track from Hollow Knight. I don't also know how long I'm going to be for today. Ordinarily, when I'm doing yapping streams like this, I ordinarily just... I would be playing a video game, and so I would just go for about 3 hours and talk about whatever I felt like. Though, for now, if I run out of ideas, if I get too tired, if I get too sweaty or whatever, I'll probably just put the fries in the bag and be done. But we'll see. Do you guys have any plans for the weekday, by the way? I don't have too much myself, I don't think. I'm going to try something really quick. If you see my model leave the screen or start standing still, do let me know. But I want to check something. Ah, okay, there we go. That is something to look forward to on my end, at the very least. It's the week before Labor Day holiday in the U.S. Very nice. I'm not really employed right now, as you might be able to tell. You know, random VTuber on the internet yapping. But one of the things that I am looking forward to next week, I haven't been playing Helldivers 2 in a while. Mainly just because they've been doing so many squid missions. For those of you who don't know, Helldivers 2 is a third-person cooperative shooter where you have to fight against, certain aliens. The Terminids, bug people, the bugs, rather. Bots, what are they called again? You got automatons, and the Illuminate, which are, hyper-advanced aliens. The hyper-advanced aliens were really freaking hard to deal with, because they would have a horde of zombies to deal with. And then, of course, there's the one stupid guy on his jetpack. You can't shoot me, but I can shoot you. Bang, 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 dead. There's always a pain in the ass, and there was always every major order. Helldivers, the evil Illuminate squids are here. You must destroy them before they occupy our colony, steal our women, and take our jobs. Crap like that. How's Levelon Creek doing lately? Apparently not great, because I've been seeing some memes about how the automatons are on a bordering planet to Levelon Creek. So they're not doing too great. And from what I hear, it's a three-pronged assault on democracy right now. The Terminids are pushing, the automatons are pushing, and the squids are pushing. So planets are getting lost. It's not great. But the main thing I wanted to mention beyond all that was they have an upcoming collab happening. They're going to do a legendary war bond for Halo ODST. Orbital Dropship Troopers. I wasn't always the biggest Halo fan. I think it's neato. I think it's fun. Master Chief's a cool dude and all. I only played Halo Reach and Halo 4. Just because that was popular at my time and I had the money to pay for it and my friends were playing with it. So I figured why not. But I haven't played ODST. From what I understand, the normal Halo mainline games are you're playing as Master Chief as a mega super soldier. Halo 4 music slaps. I don't know about that. Hey, I know the original Halo music is good and all. Pardon me. Though I couldn't attest to whether Halo 4, 2, 3, ODST, 5, whatever is particularly good. But the thing is, Helldivers is a crossover with Halo 2 ODST. I think it's Halo 2 at the very least, or just ODST in general. They're going to have Halo armor, Halo guns. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm fairly excited for it. I don't know how much I'm going to play Helldivers 2 afterwards. The main reason I haven't been playing is, again, the Illuminates are fuck you. I just hate them so much. They're massive pieces of shit. Every time I try to play, I take my little saber and I try to cut up all the zombies, and I end up dying to the zombies because fuck you, the sword's not good or whatever. I know, it's a massive piece of shit. I hate the Illuminates so fucking much. Apparently, I'm not necessarily alone in the community. I'd seen a Helldivers post about how if the Illuminati are attacking, then I'm not playing. Because the main ethos from the player base nowadays is you fight whatever alien is on the major order. With the major order being the big community objective that you want to help out with. It could be like kill 1 billion Terminids, or secure XYZ planets, or bring home like 20,000 samples, or however many. But whenever the mission becomes fight the Illuminates on this planet or whatever, I'm like, yeah, I think I'll take a break. See you later. I'll play Hades 2 instead. I hate it. I hate them so much. They're a massive piece of shit. But hopefully they'll let me do something else. Who knows? But I will be doing that on Tuesday. That'll be one thing to look forward to. Next thing to look forward to, of course, is Silksong. Beyond that, what else is there? Well, I'll tell you about my upcoming schedule plan for next week then. As you might be able to tell from the soundtrack, my hype from Silksong, things like that, next week's going to be fairly Hollow Knight heavy. I haven't done much preparation in terms of what I need to do, but for now I'll work slow and we'll just explore and gather up some resources and things I haven't done quite yet. It'll probably be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday thing. Probably. Who knows? Because by the end of that week, we'll be getting a lot closer to Silksong. So, this next week will probably be a wrap-up for Hollow Knight. Which Streamer played Hollow Knight for like 6 hours yesterday. Oh, there's a bunch. Yeah. Hollow Knight. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of folks play Hollow Knight. I think right now it's a big thing for most streamers to try and like get their Hollow Knight practice in before Silksong comes out. I know Tenma was playing it before from Face Connect. I know Gigi Murin was playing it like weeks before. Hell, I could even just look at my Twitch follows and see who's playing it. No one on Twitch on my end is playing it, unfortunately, but there are some folks still playing. So yeah, next week will probably be Hollow Knight. The week after that, I might just hold out until Silksong comes out and then just play it. Maybe I'll do some more locking in and trying the Pantheon 5 on my personal save. I do not. Beyond that, are there any games you guys would like me to play? Granted, I don't think I'll have a lot of financial flexibility right now. I want to save up for Silksong. I can get that easily. The War Bond for the Halo ODST, crossover I can get. So that should be fairly simple, even if it's going to be the Legendary Edition, which costs more money. I can do that fairly simply. But I don't know if there's anything in particular you guys want me to play, watch, do. I'm going to try and lean a little bit away from my Switch content for now. Just because I'm having this issue where I play and my inputs feel lagged and behind. I don't know what it is. Like when I'm playing Pokemon, it's fine. When I'm playing Hollow Knight, it's not great. When I'm playing Undertale, it's not great. So it's really not doing me any favors right now. So I'm going to be staying away from the Switch for a little bit. I'll probably just be doing Steam content for a little bit. But I do have lots of games I could try playing. Like I do have my lists too. I was possibly considering doing like, what's it called? Typing of the Dead. I'm a fairly quick typer. But as I've seen recently with what's called Typing Monkey Type, or whatever it is. I thought I heard someone in GameStop having the same problem with their Switch too. I don't know how much that's applicable to me. Because most folks with the Switch 2 are playing it on their own in their hands as opposed to connecting it to their TVs. Or not connecting to their TVs, connecting it to their Elgato capture cards that then have to go through their PC monitors and things like that. I do have like most of the Yakuza games. I've got The Witcher. I've got Tales from the Borderland, Tales of Kanzada, Zao, Sucker for Love I was kind of interested in. Stray Gods I've got the SpongeBob games, South Park games. Signalis I was kind of interested in. Civ, I'm going to leave and never touch again. Red Dead Redemption, I feel like I would need to tweak my settings first before I actually played Red Dead Redemption. I was saying before, I'm trying to imitate Josh Strife's level of composure and lucidness when he's talking and communicating. I'm not quite there yet. I want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 on stream. That would be nice. But I feel like I would need to tinker with settings first before I actually hooked it up. It's not as new as I thought it would be. Like, hold on, let me check how old it is. When did this come out? Store page. Yeah, I was born in 1900. What about it? Oh my goodness, it's 6 years old. Well, it's gonna be 6 years old soon. It came out in 2019. Man. But Mass Effect. I might do Mass Effect. The issue I ran into was, I don't know. I'm still in my early stages of development in terms of streamer and content creator. Like, I feel insecure when I feel like I'm not talking enough over a game or during a game. And even then, I'm not sure when the proper moments are to talk during it, over something, what have you. Like, if it's pure gameplay like Hollow Knight, that's an open invitation to just talk and yap and do stuff. But I also have to remember that while you're playing the game, the people who are watching you and following you and watching this for content are watching to either listen to you, listen to the game, or a little bit of both. Like, one of my favorite VTubers right now is Nimmy Nightmare, Marissa Ravencroft, among others. I follow them, I subscribe to them for them. Like, I don't always enjoy the games they play, like Blueprints, Dredge, things like that. They're not my favorites. I don't like watching that too much, so if it were my choice, I'd have them play something else, but it's not my choice. So if they play those games, I don't really watch too much. But if it's something else, I'll usually watch without a second thought because I like those particular streamers. But I still need to learn when it's okay to not be talking, when it's not okay to not talk. It is a balancing act that I gotta learn. All right, quick water break. Oh boy. It's just something I need to learn. And the main reason I haven't been doing Mass Effect, getting back to my point, is that there's a lot of dialogue. It's a very dialogue-heavy RPG. So you'll be in lots of conversations. And I feel like for my playthroughs of Mass Effect, it's important to go through all the dialogue options, ask about the history and the culture of the Elcor races and the Volus, and why is this happening, why is that happening, and while they're talking, I don't feel like it's my turn to talk. I should be sitting and waiting and just listening. It's half the same reason why I don't do too much reaction type content. Like, I see folks like Barry Crape, Shy Lily, like Smugglana, folks like that doing a lot of reaction content. And I did try doing it on my own once. I tried reacting to Indie Cross. That little like individual made series with like all the indie video game characters collabing with each other and having a little adventure. I tried reacting to it, and I felt like every time they were talking, I shouldn't have been talking, because when a character is talking, I feel like if I talk over them, I'm that annoying person at the movie theater. Like, if someone's talking and they're saying something and they're trying to be funny or trying to be interesting or trying to exposit or whatever, why would I talk over them? And some folks like Barry Crape will just pause the video and just wait their turn. But for me, I just feel rude. I feel weird. I feel out of place. I just don't feel like that's something I should be doing. What about Jump King? No, too hard. I don't do rage bait. I don't do ragey games. If I want to do a ragey game, I would do the Jump King minigame on Hollow Cure. So there's that. I like simpler, easier, like hand-drawn, good music games. Like Hollow Knight ticks all my boxes. Hades ticks all my boxes. I would try the Dark Souls series, like FromSoft games, but those are just a little too hard for me. And I'm just not great in general when it comes to just spatial positioning and things like that. I'm not the best at it. I don't know what else to talk about. Might cut it here. Might just do a short yapping stream. Unless I can think of something else. I don't know. I went to the movies yesterday. I don't think I did too much after or before that. Yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters. Yeah, I was a bit disappointed about the shiny Shin Piao. The little saber-toothed long tiger from Pokemon. I was really hoping I could have named it something like Captain Crunch or like Brownie Boy or whatever. Something cute and sweet and relating to the brown coat. But unfortunately, the way Pokemon works is if you get a Pokemon from a different source other than you trade it or you receive a gift Pokemon, you are not able to edit its name at all. Because the idea is, this name came with lots of love from the other trainer, and it symbolizes their feelings towards this Pokemon. So to give them a nickname on top of that and erase the original is very rude and dismissive of their feelings. But I'm like, bro, this came from Paldea. The trainer ID literally says Paldea. What, a whole continent's gonna be pissed at me? Fuck off. Oh, boy. But, oh well, it'll be on my team for now because it's shiny, and I still wish I could have nicknamed it, but I think I'll just go for 2 more minutes, and then we'll wrap up there. Again, for now, this is practice. I know I'm not the best at yapping and things like that. I was very worried before I actually started doing this stream that I would get repetitive. Because I noticed during my Mario Kart streams, I would usually go back to burgers, sandwiches, movies, video games, things like that. That is my life experiences. Those are the things I think about and worry about and talk about a bunch. But I don't like the idea of retreading old ground. If I can avoid retreading old ground over and over and over and over again, I feel like that's better for me. But what I know is the one difference between me and like a professional yapper, like one of my other favorite streamers, Matara Khan, is she's going out and doing things. She has an active life where she does things and things change about her circumstances. Like she'll go out to a con one day and meet with friends another. She'll have drinks this day or go out and get her nails done, or she got this cute code, or she had this awkward encounter. Folks who yap do things or have things to talk about often because they have non-sedentary lives. Outside of, sitting in a chair and yapping and doing streaming things. Whereas my life is mostly just wake up, play on my phone, eat lunch, go on the computer, do things there, eat dinner, go on the phone again, go spin some stuff for Pokemon, watch some more stuff on my phone, and go to sleep. I'm not as active or as non-sedentary as I'd like to be. If I could actually get out and do things and have interesting encounters, I'd have more to talk about. But until that actually happens, do you talk about the gacha place you were going to? Yeah, I talked about that last time, I think. Yeah, long story short for that one, since I'm reaching the 1 hour mark now, what happened was I went there. Hold on. Back. Owie, owie. I went there, got my little card. I fiddled with the settings on the crane machine because when the employees is apparently fiddling on it too to make it harder for folks to win things on it, I made it a little bit easier. Got myself a little leafy on. And that was it for the most part. Sorry, I'm not the greatest at yapping, Carla. But I think we'll be leaving it there for now. I'm going to quickly change the background. Let me change some stuff real quick. We're going to remove all items from scene. And then we're going to change the background to color picker. All right, thank you guys so much for hanging around. It's been a pleasure to have you guys here. For those of you who don't know, my name is Nullius Verba. I'm a male independent VTuber. I'm not really used to yapping and just chatting just yet, but hopefully with time and experience and more life experiences, I'll get better at this. But for now, thank you guys for hanging around. If you want to support me, you can do what Q14 did earlier and use the follow button on Twitch. It's the purple and white heart button. Press that and you'll get notified next time I go live and do things. You want to help me out on YouTube, what you can do is press the subscribe button, like button. That will help me out, get me more eyeballs on my videos and things like that and whatnot. If you want to get notifications of next time I'm going live and streaming and doing things like that, you can go to my socials, which, give me a minute. Sneezy. Bless me. Apologies for that. You can go here. If you're active on Blue Sky, you can find me here, Nullius_Verba VT, with the little eclipsed sun and the setting sun background right here. Or if you're more active on Twitter, you can find me here too. I mostly post going live updates and sometimes social media stuffs. And where's the weekly schedule? And here's the weekly schedule. We're done for this week, so you can look forward to a new one hopefully soon. But beyond all that, thank you guys for showing up. I'll see you next time. Look out for my schedules on social media to know when that is. Have a good morning, day, afternoon, evening. I'll see you next time. Love you all. Bye-bye.